Hello everybody, we are back for another episode of, what's this called again?
Gamebug
TV.
Gamebug TV.
Gamebug TV.
I thought this was 2020.
It's so exciting. There's so much fun stuff happening in this episode. I'm just trying to mix up the intro. Is it working?
Yes, it's working.
Okay, cool.
Are you guys excited?
Yes,
Yes.
I am. I'm excited for myself. My name is Ice Cube. This here is you.
Me. Hi, I'm me. It's good to see you.
This is an awesomely professional production. What's your name?
Migs.
Migs. You know what I'm excited about? I'm excited about Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered.
Yes.
And apparently it's got some other game that comes with it as well. But Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered, that's going to be pretty exciting stuff right there.
All
So,
FPS.
to celebrate first-person shooters, because they're all coming out everywhere, we're going to give you our top 3 personal favourite first-person shooters. We're going to take turns to go through them all, and we're going to begin over at the far end over there.
Me.
With little Daisy.
It kind of is a first-person shooter, but
Kind of.
kind of. Okay,
Kind
tell
of.
me if this counts. Time Crisis.
Yes.
Come
Yeah, it's on the edge.
It's on the edge.
On rails shooter.
Fine. Can I believe
But it is first-person perspective.
And shooting
Alright.
as well.
Okay, fair enough. Alright.
Gotta admit,
You win. You
one
win.
of my all-time favorite arcade games. Undefeated, by the way.
What?
Come on.
How are you undefeated?
I am undefeated in Time Crisis.
Who are you playing against?
Other people.
Other
Hey,
people.
your younger brother. Once.
Yeah, your other hand shooting in the distance while you use your other one.
Undefeated, yes, I consider it a first-person shooter in an arcade. It was one of the, like, instead of the sniper one that you can play, you have a pedal, so every time that you need to, was it the other way
Get out of
around?
cover.
Every time you need to get out of cover, you step on the pedal, and that's also your reload as well. So it's kind of like, when you're playing it, it makes you feel like you need to move along in the game. Like, I do that whenever I play Time Crisis. I will still play that game now. It never gets old. And I am
Crisis.
still undefeated. Yes, and you're either the red character or the blue character. Yes, the guns weren't the most, up to date or technical, but it was fun. I like it. Fast paced shooting game. At the end, you can yell at the other person if you beat them, and you can see your score.
You could probably make Duck Hunt a first-person shooter.
No.
Well, yeah, I think he's right there. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. Alright, that's fair enough. Okay, so that's your call. Stokesy, what's your one, Stokesy?
Of all time?
All time.
GoldenEye on Nintendo 64. Great game. Awesome graphics, great gameplay, great storyline.
Story?
The storyline was very Bond storyline. Jumping out of helicopters, blowing up, nuclear silos, dams, and evil. The characters were evil in it. You had to get codes. You had to get out of there with the codes. It was just ahead of its time. And the multiplayer with the 4-way deathmatch was one of the first games that I ever played where someone brought over a TV and a spare N64 and we played the TV back to back and played deathmatch till 4 in the morning.
Wow.
So look, one of those games that I'll never forget, and I've still got it, and I've still got my N64 at home for that very reason that I love GoldenEye.
And they tried remaking that on the Wii and it was a load of crap.
Nowhere near what it was meant to be.
It was
like.
technically better, but it was
It
crap.
just wasn't the same. And look,
Actually, it kind of was the same, that's why it was crap.
yeah, you got to have the controller. The N64 controller is so unique, and I consider the N64 controller to be one of the best controllers ever made. So,
Really?
Yeah, it was
No
great.
way.
Nintendo
It was
No, I
IS,
hated it.
and then
It was
like,
great.
That's in my top 10 worst
No,
No,
controllers.
I loved it.
and then like peels the skin off
The
and like
twirling
Yeah.
stick was like all the way in the middle and they forced you to use
No, but it had the
every
trigger
single
on the
like
bottom.
this?
It had the trigger on the bottom, and it was just
Like,
really.
no, you
You
well
know
done.
in Mario Party when you try to like win and stuff, and you
Yeah.
like
The twirly stick was so high up that you couldn't actually like accurately move.
You know what?
the
Some
character.
people could do it.
Nobody could do it.
I could.
No, it's impossible.
It was
I
awful.
could
It
do
was
it.
actually impossible. My first top choice, I'm going to give it to a game that I've been really against a lot the last bunch of years.
You've sold out.
Please don't.
No, because this was from the heyday of its time,
Halo.
and I kind of gave a little spoiler earlier in the episode. I'm going to give this one to a Call of Duty game, the peak of Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, the one's being remastered for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which is coming out at the end of this year. If you missed the boat somehow with Call of Duty for Modern Warfare, this is your second chance to get into it and discover why Call of Duty is so popular today. It's popular because of this. This is the universally agreed best game of the entire series, and even though it's old now, you will see why. You will rediscover why. It's just a brilliant game. Particularly, I mean, like lots of people will worry about the multiplayer, but the single player campaign is just an experience that everyone has to go through. Look, I'm not even going to spoil it too much. I'm just going to leave it at that. Just play it. It's just the pinnacle of Call of Duty. Mixie, what you got?
Oh, gosh.
Number 2.
Number 2. You might hate me for this.
Hey,
No, I actually didn't choose that one.
Good, because I didn't want any guess on this.
But I did choose Call of Duty Black Ops 2 in particular.
Really?
But the zombie part of it.
Yeah, the zombie multiplayer.
The zombie multiplayer in that
doesn't
game.
improve the situation.
No, for me, because I remember like I enjoyed it playing hours and hours, especially on the farm one where you would have to defend your area. You would run for the different juggernauts, so you get the different types of the perks as well. And everyone's favorite, you get the ray gun, and you got to put it to pack a punch. Okay. And I just remember just whenever you go for the mystery box, you just be like rushing everyone, and you'd make sure you get the ray gun, or if you got the teddy bear, then you know you were screwed because the whole box would move. Even with the zombie parts, I remember like getting all the items and getting on the bus in another map. Like the maps weren't that big, but they were enjoyable, and I played that for hours and hours. I had pizza in one hand while we were playing. So pizza, zombies.
You can play it with one hand. That's how simple it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in parts of it, like I was like trying to eat pizza. I'm like, protect me! I'm eating my slice of pizza. Yum 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 yum, and then you're like back in the game.
My second choice is Black. I don't know if anyone's ever
Are
played
we
it.
still talking about games?
You're just like setting up color.
No, Black, which was a PS2 shooter, and it was when I remember seeing it for the first time. It was on in a video game shop. I think it was, back in the sort of 2004.
It looked really good.
And it just the sound. It had this authentic gun sound, the way the guns looked in the game. It's just a beautiful looking game. The sounds were amazing. And it was really difficult. It was one of the most difficult first-person shooters I've ever played. And I just couldn't stop playing it. I couldn't put it down. And there was, you play Pripyat, which is Chernobyl. There's this great, there's like so many stages there where you're fighting in snow. And there's points in it where you have to run and gun and try to just get to a place and throw grenades into a hole. And other times you have to sit back and be stealth. And they were going to make a second one and they never got around to it. And I was very upset about that. It's one of the games. I still, if I see it somewhere, I have to stop and watch it because it's just beautiful.
It was definitely like a good looking game for its time. I remember when it came out. Like I thought it sounded cool. Like the name Black is like a pretty cool game. And then you start playing the game. It's got good graphics.
Yeah,
for its time. Like I was very impressed with. But the one I'm going to go for with my second one, and it's quite an obscure choice, but I'm going to stick with my guns. Bulletstorm on the Xbox 360 and PS3.
What a great name.
It sounded, when I first heard about this game, they were emphasising the fact that it's just utter chaos and complete, just in-your-face smash, gunplay, kick-ass, everything. But when I actually played it, it's done by Epic Games, who were doing Gears of War during their heyday. And it ended up being a really fantastic, fun game. And not just because of the kick-ass gameplay and guns and in-your-face attitude, but it had this amazing storyline, which was fantastic. I'll just leave it at that. But look, there's plot twists and everything, and it really takes you off guard. And the storyline is just constantly changing, and it's great to follow. I highly recommend it. You've got to get stuck into it. So it's great gameplay, kick-ass action, and a great story. So Bulletstorm, give it a go if you didn't.
I think it's one of the greatest names for a video game in history.
Bulletstorm.
I mean, who came up with that? Like, smoked a bomb and went, Bulletstorm.
Did you guys play it? Did you play it?
No.
Did you play it, Stokesy?
I haven't, no, but I wish I had.
And it looks great. Great graphics too. So it could probably hold up today as well.
Wouldn't it be great if there was like a storm and it had bullets, man?
Wow. Nicely done.
Yeah. Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Yes. She said, "What am I?"
Only. Oh, dang it, both of yours?
No, I was
Okay.
thinking the original Wolfenstein.
No, the new
Slow
order. I
down
never
there.
played
The New Order, yeah?
New Order. Everyone
That's the new
said
one.
it was scary. It wasn't. Not for me. They had like a few jump scares. It's just that
Nothing scares you
Nothing-
anymore.
it's just that it was such a good, fast-paced game. Like I had to adjust the controllers because when you first played, the aim was a bit too slow for me. But I sped it up, and it's a great fast-paced.
Hey, you said
game.
it was a fast-paced game,
But
but
the
the
thing
aim
is-
was too
Too slow
slow
for
for
you.
you.
It's kind of like the action. There's a lot of going on, but the aim of it was very slow, so I had to adjust it a
Yeah,
little
well,
bit.
you got the
Right.
you got the sliders. So.
So I adjusted that, and it's just a really enjoyable game. It's really gruesome and in your face. Yes, there's a lot of different types of like guns, and there's some of the cutscenes were just like, geez. If you haven't played it and you just want a really good, enjoyable, just get in there, just shoot everything. Wolfenstein: The New Order. I thought that needed an honorable mention.
But not just shooting. Like, how good is the story and the campaign for that as well?
It was
It's a bit
enjoyable.
gung ho.
It is gung ho, but then when you
But
find
this-
out more and more, it's just like, oh my
It gets
god.
deep. It gets
does.
super deep. It's really cool. For a Wolfenstein, I didn't expect that.
My final choice is from my PlayStation 1 days, which I look back on fondly. It's one of the greatest movie licenses in the history of movie licenses. It's Alien Trilogy. Now, there's not been a lot of good Alien movie games. There really hasn't been. This is the one shining gem in all of them.
Alien Trilogy.
Alien
What?
Trilogy, PS1, and it's a first-person shooter, and it incorporates the first movie and the second movie.
Oh.
And the best thing about it was the sound effects. It had the radar, you know, the whoop, whoop, whoop. It had it perfect. And when you see, something would come up like a motion sensor,
Yeah.
it'd come up and then it'd make that ping noise, and you just like, oh, there's one here somewhere.
And it
And
just it gets closer.
Face
closer.
huggers everywhere, and you had to tread carefully all the time, and it was just so well done. And there was the music in it was great, but the sound of that radar, the sound, that's just, I remember it now. It's just an awesome game.
Okay, fair enough. And look, for my last one, just to cap this off, you took Wolfenstein: The New Order. That's excellent. Because now I'm going to leave it with, because technically this is a first-person shooter.
Oh.
Deus Ex: Human Revolution.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta be. I mean, like, I'm mad obsessed with this game. I'm a huge fan of the atmosphere. It's a little bit Blade Runner-ish. I love Adam Jensen is an absolute badass. I love the
on
enemy
Big Island.
characters. It's set in the future where people are trading for augmentations, which are like cyborg parts. I thought the RPG mechanics that were involved were great. The skills that you use to level up are great. There's a good balance there of choosing, you know, what.
I want you to say the word.
He wants you to say augmentation.
I want you to say augmentation.
I said
You
augmentation.
didn't say
He
it quick
wants you
enough.
to say it again.
Augmentation. Do I have to say it faster than that?
He's augmented.
He is-
Augmented.
he is
Adam
augmented.
Jensen is augmented.
He is augmented, which is like, you know, cyborg parts.
He has bits that
That's
aren't
it
his
again
bits.
for
Yeah.
You just
Make
got
his
to-
other bits
Oh, that's
better.
right. If you watch another episode, it's
You
He's probably
always
on
do
Ming's
this.
Island.
You always talk
Yeah.
about another
the previous episodes.
I think everyone should be augmented.
That's our special favourites, first-person shooters, all in one episode for you. We'll say farewell to Minxie over here. And Minxie's going to tell you her spiel at the end where she
Yes,
describes
where
where her Twitch channel
Twitch
is.
for Gamebug on www.twitch.tv/Migiato, which is MIGGIATO, and I play a whole bunch of different games there, and FPS games too.
Yes, and you can watch all sorts of FPSs on Stokesy's channel.
I'm going to be spawning in your backyard very soon.
And if you kill him, he'll just respawn somewhere else in your backyard.
That's right.
You'll be
Just
level-
don't even
you're
try.
on
It's
level
randomised.
Just let me in and let me eat the pizza that you just ordered.
Thank you so much for your time, guys. We'll be back very soon with another episode of Gamebug TV. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.